Looks like we got a good crowd. We're alive, so I'm starting. Okay, Matt, let's do it. Zach, this mic is picking up the audio from my speech, right? Talk while that's happening. I'm on that camera, right, Zach? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good evening. Welcome to this Wildcat Theatre production of Little Women, adapted for the stage for us by Bianca Brugman. It's been a wild ride and an interesting journey, and I've been doing this for quite a while in this building, putting shows on this stage. I love what I get to do, and it impresses me that I keep on having, that's the first time that's ever happened. And here we are doing the COVID variation of a show. We got to present the show 3 times this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to 2 grades at a time. The original hope, plan, and desire was to do the show 6 times, once for each graded cohort, and have a live audience every time. AHS, however, said no, we have no right to do live theater right now, so we couldn't bring in a cohort at a time. We had great plans, but it all fell through. Anyways, we're doing it this way, and I'm enjoying it far more than I was anticipating. It's some of the best video of a play that I've ever seen on this stage, because the videographer is really good. It's me. If you were in the audience, you would see a lot of me, because I'm all over the stage and I've got this camera in the actors' faces. I'm gonna flip, I'm gonna see what I look like. I wanna talk to the camera and do a close-up selfie. There I am. I'm gonna take this off to talk. Oh, I sound so much better when my voice isn't bouncing back at me. Anyways, this is an example of the close-ups you're gonna get tonight. We've got a really great show. Zach, cut back to the other camera. I don't like doing this. Anyways, it turned into such a great show. It's been a rough ride, but this show has got so many moments of real, honest to goodness, real acting. Students often hear from me, acting is all about listening and responding. And this show has so many moments when you get to see real acting, where one sister is speaking to another sister and they're listening to each other and they're reacting honestly. It's not a matter of having to know lines anymore. It's listen and you'll know what to say. You know, actors often hear that from directors, but they don't believe it, they don't live it. But these guys, yeah, they've done it for me. There was probably tons more I was gonna say, but it's probably enough of me. This is one of my shorter intros, I hope. Mamma Mia was a tough act to follow, and I was worried about not being able to do something of quality, and we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, and the internet, enjoy the Wildcat Theatre production. Zach, I don't even know where the camera is to look at. Enjoy this Wildcat Theatre production of Little Women.
back to that Christmas Eve so long ago where nothing in our little home seemed wrong and nothing in the world outside seemed right.
Do put down your sketch pad for a moment, Amy, and help me finish the tree.
Oh, why isn't Beth helping with the garland?
Because Beth did most of the decorating before we came home. I finished it at last.
My pride and joy, and not a moment too soon if you ask me.
Oh, Joe, where have you been all this time?
Need you ask? Just look at what she's wearing.
Oh, say what you like about my riding hat, but I finished my novel as well as the closing scene to The Witch's Curse, which was a divine inspiration.
Well, we finished decorating the tree without you.
Christmas won't be the same without presents.
It's dreadful to be poor.
I can remember when we used to be rich.
I remember too.
It's just not fair. Some girls have plenty of lovely things, while other girls, prettier girls, have nothing at all.
We're better off than so many others, though. Orphans, for instance. We still have father and Marmee and each other.
But we don't have father and probably won't for quite some time. Who can say how long the war will last?
Many families in the north and south will be missing their men this year.
Yes, the army is having a dreadful winter. Supplies are scarce. Marmee is right when she says we shouldn't buy each other presents this year. We have to make sacrifices too.
I don't mind most of the sacrifices, but I'm tired of remaking these nightgowns and dresses year after year.
None of you suffer the way I do. You don't have to go to school with impertinent girls who label your father just because he's poor.
Oh, if you mean libel, say so, and stop talking about labels as if Papa was a pickle jar.
I know what I mean, and you needn't be satirical about it. It's proper to use good words and improve your vocabulary.
Vocabulary. Christopher Columbus, are we proper?
Don't, Joe, it's so boyish.
That's why I do it.
I hate rude, unladylike girls.
And I hate affected, nitty-pitty little shit.
Birds in their little nests agree.
Really now, you're both to blame. Amy, your prim ways are funny now, but you'll grow up to be an affected little goose if you aren't careful. As for you, Joe, it's time you stopped your romping ways. You should turn up your hair now and remember that you're a fine young lady.
I'm not. And if turning up my hair makes me one, I'll wear it in 2 tails till I'm 20. I don't want to grow up and be like Aunt March. I won't wear long gowns and be prim as a porcelain doll. I just can't get over my disappointment in not being a boy. I mean, look at me, dying to go out in the war with Papa, and all I can do is sit at home and knit like some pokey old woman.
Oh, poor Joe.
I don't want your pity, because one day I'll be a famous writer. I'll make a fortune writing books, and then I'll live and behave as I please. Oh, and Amy, you'll have dozens of dresses with satin and lace, and plenty of handsome bows for Meg to dance with. A beautiful new piano for Bethy, too.
I should like that.
So no more quarreling, and let's get to work on our play. Beth, play something gruesome for us. Amy, let's work on our fainting scene.
No.
Well, the fainting scene isn't right. When you faint, it's supposed to be shocking. A great lady has fainted and all that. So, okay. A bell sounds. The curtains fly apart. Act 2, a gloomy castle here, the forbidden tower there, and the beautiful Zara stands in the tower. Scene 2. Zara. Beautiful Zara. Amy! Yes, you stand here, Amy. And remember, by now you've already descended the tower when you cry out, Rodrigo, Rodrigo, save me, save me! And then faint.
Rodrigo, Rodrigo, save me, save me.
Oh. You can't faint onto the couch, Amy. You just have to drop or it's not fainting. Look here, do it this way. Clasp your hands so. This is your line, Amy. Rodrigo, save me, save me! Ah!
I cannot do that. I don't want to make myself all black and blue throwing myself about the way you do. Besides, I've already designed my costume, and tumbling about would crash
jewelry. You certainly don't have a crown.
Why not? I'm a princess, am I not?
But you don't know it. You think you're a serving girl for Beth, Hagar the witch.
A princess always knows she's a princess.
Well, you don't. Now, remember, by now you've already descended the tower when I, Hugo the villain, enter, and you cry out to Rodrigo.
But I thought Meg was Don Pedro, my father.
He is, but you don't know it, Amy. I've told you a dozen times. You haven't the slightest idea who you are until the end of Act 5.
Oh. Does Meg know?
Of course.
Then I want to know too. Why should I always be the ignorant one?
Because if you know who you are, the play's over.
What's too long anyway?
Amy, just do the same. Plus, it's not polite to correct the author.
Oh, yes, and Joe's a regular Shakespeare.
Well, it's nothing really. All right, places everybody. Okay, are you ready? I'm Hugo. Here I come with wicked intentions. I move closer.
Come and get your tea, girls.
Why can't we have coffee anymore, Hannah?
Because it's scarce here. Ships are needed in time of war, and they've got no time to go off to Brazil and bring back coffee from Miss Amy March. And some folks have got nothing better to do than to pry into other folks' business.
Who is it, Hannah?
That Lawrence boy.
What Lawrence boy?
Mr. Lawrence's grandson. He's come to live with them.
I didn't know the old fusspot had a grandson.
He arrived last week, and from what I've heard, he's a fine one.
Why? What has he done?
He was caught in an army registration office. He had lied about his age and was trying to join up. Could you imagine?
I certainly can. I should like to join and do the same thing.
Oh, Joe.
Fine soldier you'd make.
Don't! It's our private property. I can look out as much as I like. You're as bad as he is. Oh, there he is! There he is!
No, Beth, Amy, stand back away from the window.
Oh, I'm certainly glad he's a boy. You know, I should like to get to know a boy and have some fun for a change.
Don't say such things.
I wonder how I could get to know him. Oh, I know. Our cat can get lost, and then he can bring it back.
That doesn't sound very romantic.
Who said anything about romance? You! Hello! Over here! Hello!
Joe, you're disgracing us!
Hello! Hello! That wretched boy! Oh, wait! What?
Perhaps now we'll draw the curtain and continue rehearsing the play?
I suppose.
Where were we?
Rodrigo, save me, save me.
Well, perhaps if you try it like... Oh, Amy! Audience boos, don't blame me!
It's glad to find you so merry, my girl.
Marty, where have you been? Why weren't you home for supper?
How are you, Marty?
Good, dear. Has anyone called Beth? Come and kiss me, baby. Not today, Marmee. Here, put these on. They're nice and warm.
Thank you, Beth.
Joe, dear, you look tired today.
Oh, I'm all right.
Have you seen Aunt March about the position yet?
Not yet. How was work with the Ladies Army 8 Auxiliary today?
We're so short of blankets that we had to start cutting up carpets to send to the men.
You know, I wouldn't mind sleeping under a carpet if I could join up.
Oh, Joe. How's your cold, Meg?
Practically gone, Marmee.
I'll rub your feet for you, Marmee. Thank you, baby. Joe, be a dear and fetch me my mom. I have a surprise for you.
A surprise for Joe?
Well, for all of you, really. Is it Father?
Father?
Sent you all a little Christmas message.
Now, who could that be? From the sound of the pounding, I guess it would be Aunt March.
Oh yes, there's her sleigh. Oh, I'd like to have a sleigh. Then I wouldn't have to walk everywhere.
Good evening, Aunt March.
Good evening?
Not at all, miss. Not at all. It's freezing cold, the dead of winter, and you haven't even shoveled a proper path to your front door. I might have slipped and broke who knows what. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Aunt March.
So nice for you to visit us. The girls and I had been planning on stopping by tomorrow, Auntie. Tomorrow? Well, we don't even know if they'll be here tomorrow now, do we? Have you heard from that foolish father of yours waltzing off to war like that and leaving others to take care of his family? Doesn't he realize Lincoln needs fighters to win this war? Not worn-out old preachers like himself.
We're very proud of Father, and you should be too.
Joe?
And besides, we don't need anyone to take care of us.
My, aren't we hoity-toity? Some tea, Aunt March? No, if your father had listened to me, you'd all be far better off today. I begged him not to invest his money with that swindler. I took one look at him and knew he'd swipe the pennies off a dead man's eyes. But your father believes he sees good in every shiftless, ne'er-do-well he shakes hands with. Well, there's no point in dwelling on the past.
And And besides, it was our money that got lost, and it hasn't got anything to do with you.
Don't be impertinent with me, Missy. It's a waste of time talking to you, Miss Josephine March. You're as pig-headed as your father, and you've as much common sense as a dizzy cow. It's a waste of time talking to the lot of you. No one ever listens to my good advice. Like talking to a flock of geese. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Aunt March.
On March, wait!
How do you plan to try my patience now, Miss Impertinence?
It's just that I'd like to apologize for my outburst, and I'm willing to bury the hatchet if you are. So, what do you say?
Amy, what are you doing?
I want to hear what she has to say to Aunt March.
Amy!
So, Aunt March, if the position is still open, I'd like to be your personal companion.
Well, you certainly are a trial, Miss Josephine March. But I suppose the devil you know is better than the one you don't. You can come around the house after the holidays if it suits you.
Thank you. You won't be sorry.
Merry Christmas, Josephine.
Merry Christmas! Well, it's all settled.
What is it?
I'm Aunt March's new paid companion. Oh? I'll keep her company, read her books, make pleasant conversation.
Pleasant conversation. When do you begin, dear?
After the holidays.
May we hear Father's letter now?
Yes, our letter.
To my loving wife, give my girls a kiss and tell them I think of them by day, pray for them at night, and find my best comfort in their affections at all times. I know they will remember all that I've said, that they will be loving children to you and work diligently so that these hard times need not be wasted. I know they will fight their bosom enemies bravely and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women.
Pardon intrusion, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah?
It's a message from Mrs. Hummel. Wants to know if you can come over right away.
Of course, Hannah. Amy, will you get my shoes? My wrap, Joe.
Here you are, Mommy.
Don't wait up for me. I might be late. Good night, my little women.
Good night, Marty.
Christmas was a time for presents once more, presents for our Marmee, and we could hardly rest until Christmas morn, when we would all share our special gifts.
Christopher Columbus! Kidney pies!
And popovers! And fresh coffee!
And everything! Merry Christmas, girls!
Merry Christmas, Hannah!
Oh, the table looks beautiful. Heavens, I don't know what the fuss is about. I remember back to when I used to fix you folks a breakfast like this every morning.
We must have been enormously rich. How was I dressed when we had all that money?
In diapers, my dear. Isn't Marmee up yet? Oh, yes, up and out. On Christmas morning, where is she? At the Hummels. Poor Mrs. Hummel delivered her baby early this morning. The Hummels? They have another baby? Oh, yes. 6 children, half frozen, all huddled together in one bed.
All skin and bone they are, so your mother took her breakfast over there. Now, I believe in charity as much as the next person, but we haven't got anything to spare.
Didn't she see her presents?
Oh, yes, she did, and right pleased with them she was. Now, she said for you to have your breakfast and go straight on to church. She'll meet you there.
What's the matter, Beth?
I don't feel hungry anymore.
Beth, dear, there are people starving everywhere every day. If you let that bother you, you'll never eat again.
I try not to think about it.
Well, we don't know those people, but we do know the Hummels. We passed their house on the way to church.
What are you saying, Joe? You are not gonna give your breakfast to the Hummels, are you? You wouldn't do such a thing like that, would you? I could.
So could I. Well, it's all or none.
Well, I don't suppose none of us is an option. All right, but I insist on a secret vote.
Oh, Amy.
Okay, ready? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Fine. Aye.
Good, it's decided then. Let's bundle up.
What's going on, then?
We're off to church, Hannah. Just one stop along the way.
Heavens, is my whole breakfast going out to the Hummels, then?
The whole breakfast, Hannah.
Well, I suppose I can spare a quart of wood, too. You're an angel.
Amy, I'll carry the popovers. You can take the milk.
Nope, I'm fine. I can manage perfectly.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. That's why you're taking the milk. We want to have something left for the Hummels. Amy!
Excuse me, miss. I believe you dropped this.
Why, thank you. Josephine, perhaps we should be going.
Say you're the Lawrence boy who lives next door, aren't you?
Yes, I am, and I'm Theodore Lawrence, and this is my tutor, John Brooke.
Well, how do you do?
And how do you do?
And how do you do?
How do you do?
I'm Joe March, and this is my sister Meg. Merry Christmas to you both.
And Merry Christmas to you.
We've heard all about you, you know, how you ran away from school and tried to join up. I think it's just capital.
Josephine, please.
You know, I've seen you watching us from your window.
Well,
and
I didn't mean to be rude, but it's so dull at Grandfather's. Those are two, to be frank. And your house looks so interesting and fun, like a picture when all the lamps are lit and you gather around your mother.
Where's your mother?
She died in Europe shortly after my father's death.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, I'll give you leave to watch us anytime you like, and come over and join the picture if you feel like it.
Couldn't. Grandfather would say I'm imposing.
Oh, Bilgewater! Theodore Lawrence, you are officially invited to call in the march home. Whenever you please.
Thank you, I will.
Josephine, please. Honestly, Meg, let's go. Well, goodbye.
For now.
For now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss March.
Josephine March, what will they think of us now? Stopping to talk in the middle of a street without being properly introduced?
Well, I don't mind, and I bet they don't either. Besides, you weren't very polite. You're getting as prissy as Amy. Wouldn't hurt to say hello.
Not after the way that man stared at me.
What man? Oh, you mean Mr. Brooke? I hadn't noticed.
Well, I most certainly did. Oh my.
What?
He's still looking.
Who?
Mr. Brooke! Don't look!
Me? Ceremonies took so much time that the rest of our Christmas day was devoted to preparations and plannings for the evening festivities. Unbeknownst to us, a Christmas surprise awaited, which was unheard of since the departed days of plenty.
forgive the intrusion, Mrs. March, but I heard you gave your breakfast to the poor. So I wonder if you might permit us to share our Christmas dinner with you all.
How splendid of you! Children, this is Mr. Lawrence, father's friend and our neighbor.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence, for bringing us your supper to share.
I'm not Mr. Lawrence. Please, call me Laurie.
Laurie Lawrence, what an odd name!
My real name is Theodore, but I don't like it. Too stuffy. And this is John Brooke.
Nice to make your acquaintance again, Miss March.
Please do call me Meg.
Meg.
I did so hope we'd have an excuse to meet you again.
Amy, help Hannah unload the basket, please.
Will we be losing you to college anytime soon? I see you pegging away at your books.
Not for a year or two. I'm only 50.
Why, so am I! I'm glad you won't be rushing off now that we've properly met.
I had to pick you up on your offer, of course.
Wouldn't it be capital if we had you for a brother? Oh, I'll wager we'd have real adventures. Don't you wish you were at war?
Of course!
Look, Joe, smoked chicken! Real, actual mincemeat!
Dear Mr. Lawrence, how can I thank you?
Well, as it happens, I like music.
Beth, listen to this.
I certainly do love music. Sometimes when I sit at my window, I hear someone play. I do so like to hear her.
She's a bit bashful. Bethy, you should play something for Mr. Lawrence.
All right.
You play beautifully.
Well, it's enough for hymns and carols, but I'm afraid the old piano, it just won't stay in tune.
Won't it now?
May I call you Teddy? I thought since you don't like Theodore much I could. Teddy seems to suit you.
Then call me Teddy. Anything but Theodore.
Oh, I hate my name too. So sentimental. I wish everyone would just say Joe instead of Josephine. Oh, my Aunt March, for instance. Josephine! Josephine! How do you make people call you Laurie and not Theodore?
Call me Theodore Thrash.
Well, I don't suppose I can thrash Aunt March.
Good evening, everyone. And yes, of course, Merry Christmas.
Aunt March, what a surprise.
I heard you had no presents, so Oh. I see. There is apparently no special need. You seem to do quite well on your own. I gather you need no help from relations. Aunt March, our kind neighbor, Mr. Lawrence.
Of course, we are well acquainted. Charmed as always, Georgetta.
James.
Beth was just telling us about how she likes to play the piano,
Yes, I know all that.
but she plays with real feeling.
You climb trees, don't you?
Don't ask her that!
Yes.
Don't tell him!
Hush, Amy! If you want a real lady, then there she is. You ride horses, don't you?
Oh, you know I do.
Josephine, come here to me. Whatever are you wearing? Is that what you call a Christmas hat?
Come, Georgetta, you must sing for your supper.
Cut away from me on some jeans there. Oh, that's so good to hear. Yeah. I don't know why it took me to today to suggest trying this. Everything I just said probably got picked up.
fresh start to a new year, some of our old flaws still lingered. Amy and I had many lively skirmishes during the course of our lives, for we both had quick tempers and were apt to be violent when fairly roused.
Meg, listen! What is it, Joe?
Laurie has invited us to the theater 20 minutes from now to see The Hall of the Mountain King. Imagine! Meet me at the theater. I won't let you off at any price. I've asked your mother, so nobody shall worry. In a tearing hurry, yours ever, Laurie. Whatever shall I wear? Wear what you have on. We're not in the show. We're the audience.
Well, since it's a matinee.
You're going to the theater with Laurie. Meg, please, can I come?
You're not invited, Amy.
I'm sorry, dear, but Joe's right. You weren't invited.
But I've been shut up in here and I never get to go anywhere. Beth has her piano, but I'm so lonely. I can teach you chords.
Oh, you can't go, Amy. So don't be a baby and whine about it.
Joe, where are you? I can't find my gloves.
They're up here.
Beth, I don't want chords. I want to go to the theater.
No, Amy. I just think you hate to poke your nose where you're not wanted. Besides, you already have to deal with Dome Mr. Brooke.
I like him. He's kind.
I'll pay for myself.
You will not come.
Next time, Amy, okay?
You have to go, Meg. We're gonna be late. Stop petting her.
Sorry.
You'll be sorry for this, Joe Marks. You will. You'll regret this.
Yes, I know. I can't believe that.
No. Oh, Meg, you're a million times better than she was. Although, Amy, she was a terrific fainter.
I wonder how she managed to turn as white as she did.
That Mr. Brooke, could he be any more obsequious?
I thought he was very well mannered.
Hold on, let me just get this idea down.
Beth, what's your favorite eye color? Purple? Mr. Brooke has blue eyes and an old soul, which is much more important than money.
Has anyone taken my novel?
No. Why?
Amy, you've got it.
No, I haven't.
That's a lie.
It isn't. I haven't got it. I don't know where it is, and I don't care.
Tell me or I'll make you.
Joe, Barney!
Joe, I burnt it up. I burnt up your book. I told you I'd make you pay, and I did. You wicked girl! I can never really I'm sorry, Joe.
Amy?
It's just that the only thing you care about is your writing. So it's not as if I could hurt you by ruining one of your dresses. But I'm the most sorry for it now. I'm so sorry.
Don't let the sun go down on your anger. Forgive her. Help each other, and you begin again tomorrow.
She doesn't deserve my forgiveness. I'll hate her. I'll hate her for as long as I live.
get your ice skates.
Great, let's go.
Can I come too?
No.
Last time you promised I could go. Is she gonna be like this forever?
It was a very hard loss for her, Amy.
Is there nothing I can do?
Go after her. Don't say anything until Joe's gotten good-natured with Laurie, and then take a quiet minute and just kiss her or do some kind thing. I'm sure she'll want to be friends again.
Let's get her to her room.
Laurie! She fell through the ice. What happened?
Amy was following us and fell through the ice. I tried to pull her up, but she wouldn't get through.
Here, Joe. You must be freezing.
No, don't worry about me, Beth. Go and help Amy.
Not when you also need help.
Do you really think she'll be all right?
Yes, she is. She's fine. She's not hurt. Won't even take cold, I think. You were so sensible in covering her up and getting her home quickly. Beth, will you get Amy some hot tea, please?
Yes, Marmee. Laurie's the only reason she's alive. In fact, I skated far ahead, though I knew she was behind this, and if she did die, it would be my fault. Oh, what's wrong with me? I've made so many resolutions and written sad notes and cried over my sins, but it never seems to help. When I get in a passion, I get so savage. I can hurt anyone and enjoy it.
You remind me of myself.
But you're never angry.
I'm angry nearly every day of my life.
You are?
I'm not patient by nature, but with nearly 40 years of effort, I've learned not to let it get the better of me.
I'll do the same then.
I hope you'll do a great deal better than me. There are some natures in life too noble to curb, too lofty to bend.
Don't carry me. I can walk on my own. Joe, oh Joe, I'm so sorry. I wanted to tell you.
It's okay. I'm sorry too. Became the fashion, and the lengthening of days gave long afternoons for work and play of all sorts. Teddy used his invitation regularly, spending hours on end performing in our little plays and growing as a brother to us all. Thank you.
As a token of my gratitude for the honor done me and as means of promoting friendly relations between neighbors, I have set up a post office in a hedge in the lower corner of the garden. Letters, manuscripts, books, and bundles can be passed to and fro there. Allow me to present the post office keys, and with many thanks for your favor, I take my seat.
Slice of cake, Laurie.
Please. It almost looks too good to you.
Meg made it herself.
How old is Meg precisely, Joe? Brooke was wondering.
Why should he wonder about her?
He seems rather taken with her. Surely you've noticed. Does she like anyone in particular?
So he sent you to find out for him.
Joe,
well, you can tell we don't like anyone in this house. I mean, we like a good many different people in this house, but we don't like young men who wonder about who we like. Meg is far too young and far too smart to wonder about who wonders about her.
Perhaps I'd better go.
I'm sorry, Laurie. I didn't mean to be all out of sorts. I'm
guilty of me. I really didn't mean to. Oh, it's all over the floor. Oh, Joe, can you go a day without making a mess?
Don't worry about it, Joe. It's all right.
Do you really want to go?
Laurie's leaving?
No, not really. It's so dull over there. Everything here seems so lively and fun.
I'm glad you like it here.
I was hoping I could be in another one of your plays sometime.
Oh, yes! I vote yes! Well, I'll say, I'd love to have someone else play the villain for a change. I hate wearing that mustache. It always makes me sneeze.
Oh! I know how offense too.
Oh, really? Mrs. March!
Marmy, yes?
It's one of those telegram things.
It's Father.
Oh, Mommy, no.
He's been wounded. He's at the hospital in Washington. I must go at once.
I can ask Grandfather for the carriage to take him to the train
We only
station.
pay fare for the train and expenses, but we don't have enough in our savings for those things.
I'll go and ask Aunt March.
Quickly, girls, we'll have the mother pack.
The next few hours were spent preparing Marmy for her journey. I set out to Aunt March's house on my self-appointed mission. I thought a request to help Marmy get to Father would be an unpleasant but simple task. I never imagined how my journey would end.
There, I think that's everything. Oh, and don't forget these.
I wonder what could be keeping Joe.
Me too.
Carriage is waiting outside, and Grandfather sent along a bottle of port with Mr. March.
Thank you, Laurie. Send my kindest regards to your grandfather. Beth, place these carefully in my traveling satchel. Yes, Marmy.
Careful not to shake it.
Where is Joe?
Well, where is she? Where is she? Where is that foul-tempered daughter of yours?
I thought she was with you, Aunt March.
Not very likely. Not after her visit. Here, take this. Lord knows you'll need more than you asked for. One can only guess what you'll find once you get there.
Thank you so much, Auntie.
Oh, pish, posh, and twaddle. You're too sentimental, you are. Now, you know how to get there? Change trains in New York. Horrid, horrid city. And then you...
I don't believe that will be necessary, ma'am. Mr. Lawrence has asked me to accompany Mrs. March on the train to see that she gets to Washington safely.
That's terribly kind, Mr. Brooke, but really, there's no need.
It would be my great pleasure to be of service to you and your family, Mrs. March. Besides, Mr. Lawrence has already engaged some work for me to complete for him while I'm there, so you see...
But you're all terribly kind. Thank you. Thank you all so very much.
Then, with your permission, I'll load your luggage and we'll be waiting outside in the carriage.
Thank you, Mr. Brooke. I wanted to thank you, Mr. Brooke. You've been so very kind. You don't know what a relief it is to know that Marmy has someone to accompany her.
Thank you, Miss Margaret. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What on earth could be keeping that child?
Please finish eating while you wait, ma'am.
Yes, Hannah. Bethy, see that you don't forget the Hummels while I'm away.
No, Marmy, I won't, I promise. Someone might remember me once in a while, too, for a change. Well, I hope everything turns out for the best, but I doubt it. Aunt March. Yes, miss, here I am. And no thanks to you. I have to get up, dressed, and ride over here all by myself because you're so stubborn. Well, you certainly don't get that from my side of the family. Good day, Josephine. Oh, Joe, where have you been? Marmy was worried sick. We all were.
Yes, what could have kept you this long? Oh, well, you see, I went to Aunt March's and she croaked like she always does when someone asks her to open her purse, and well, I just couldn't stand it. There he is, her own brother, sick in the hospital, and all she could do is complain about money. So, I lost my temper. Here's my contribution.
$25? Where on earth did you get it, Joe?
Oh, I came by it, honestly. I only sold what belonged to me.
Your hair! Oh, you're one beauty!
Oh, it's not like it affects the state of the union. I just happened by the wig maker's shop and saw some tails of hair with price tags on them in the window, and I thought it might do me some good to have my mop cut off too, so I did.
Thank you, Joe.
Are you ready, Miss March? We'll need to hurry now. Christopher Columbus! What happened? You look like a porcupine! Sorry.
No, it's all right.
It won't grow back and be just as beautiful as before. But you'll never be more beautiful to me than you are right now.
I like it. It will be easy to keep up.
You could just wear a hat.
We'll need to hurry now, Miss March.
Yes, you can't miss your train.
Yes, you're right.
Can we go with you, Mommy? No, it's best you stay here and carry on as usual. Remember to comfort one another. Meg, you'll watch over your sisters.
Yes, Mommy.
Amy, be obedient and good. I'll keep this picture of you in my mind forever. God bless and keep us all safe.
Bye, Mommy.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my Joe! Oh, you're crying, my poor Joe.
No, I'm not crying. I'm all right.
Everything will be all right, Joe. Father is a strong man, and Mommy has Mr. Brooke to accompany her.
No, I'm not crying over that.
What is it then?
It's my hair.
Oh, Joe.
Father's convalescence in the Washington hospital lasted many months, and life in our little home soon found a simple domestic pattern in Marmy's absence. My friendship with Laurie continued to grow, and the surprising support and neighborly friendship of his grandfather was a boon to all our spirits, especially Beth's, who admired him as he admired her. I had worked furiously at my scribbling during that summer and had begun sending off some of my manuscripts to publishers. Then, an important letter arrived for me that fall.
Now I'll find out what you've been up to with all this scribbling lately. Is this why you haven't had any time for me?
Return it now, Mr. Lawrence, or never speak to me again!
Ah! You sound like Amy when you say it like that.
Oh.
Fine. Just like a girl. First you say we aren't going to have any secrets. Now this.
Well, this is different.
Still a secret.
No.
Well, you can keep it because I've got one too.
Oh, Christopher Columbus.
And it's Mommy.
Very?
Very.
Oh, fine, if that's the game you're gonna play. You tell me yours and I'll tell you mine. Oh, heavens, Laurie, read it yourself.
Paid to the order of Miss Josephine March. $1 for a story entitled Phantom hand?
Well, what do you think of that?
$1?
Oh, go on and laugh, but that's just the start. Someday I'll get as high as 10.
I swear I'll never understand you, Joe. Cooped up in the attic, writing away, missing out all the fun we can be having. And for what? A measly $1? Joe, if it's money you want, I got plenty of it.
Oh, it's not about the money. Well, not really. It's the feeling I get. That strange, nervous feeling on the inside. It's my story. Soon it'll be in print. People will read it. Something I wrote.
Well, I don't get it, but if it makes you happy, I suppose.
All right, now play fair, Teddy. What's your secret? Oh.
Has Meg mislaid a certain personal article, such as a glove?
She has.
Ask me where it is.
Where is it?
Brooke has it.
How do you know?
His pocket. He found it the night we went to the theater together. Isn't it romantic?
Oh no, it's rubbish!
I thought you'd be pleased.
Pleased? Have you thought of someone trying to take Meg away? Why do things always have to change just when they seem perfect? Meg used to share everything with me. Now she keeps to herself and thinks John is a lovely name and blue eyes are beautiful. Well, I think it's just sickly, sentimental, romantic rubbish, and he'd better not try to break our family up.
You know, Joe, you'll feel differently when someone comes to take you away.
Ugh, I'd like to see someone try it. I'll die a spinster rowing my own canoe before I let any man catch me.
Oh, I'll catch you, Miss Josephine March. I will. Get over here.
Good afternoon, Miss Josephine March and Master Theodore.
Thank you for your assistance this afternoon, John.
My pleasure.
Goodbye, Mr. Brooke. Yes, well, goodbye, John.
Goodbye.
I have never been so embarrassed in all of my days. When are you going to start behaving like a child?
Ugh, not until I'm old, stiff, and in need of a crutch. Don't make me grow before my time, Meg. It's hard enough having you change all of a sudden. Let me be a little boy for as long as I can.
I haven't changed a bit, but it's time you stopped your romping ways. Just look at you! No hairpins, no combs, running down a public road like a loose horse.
Hey, I wish I were a horse.
You're such a child!
Well, goodbye, I suppose.
Goodbye.
You know, Joe, I was thinking.
Hannah, where's Hannah?
What's the matter?
Joe, don't come near me. Oh, I feel so tired. Please get Hannah.
Hannah, come quick here.
What? What is it, Joe? Meg, don't come near me. What is it? Oh, Joe, the baby is dead. The little Homa baby. She died in my lap.
Oh, Beth.
She seemed asleep, but suddenly she gave a cry and she trembled and she lay very still. I tried to warm her feet, but she lay so very quiet, and then I knew she was dead.
It's not your fault, Beth.
The doctor came. He said it was scarlet fever.
Oh, my. Here, just lie.
No, Amy, you've never had it. Oh, I feel so strange.
Joe, help me get into her room.
Yes. Meg, run and get Dr. Banks.
Yes, sir, we have.
And you, miss, need to say clear things down here. We'll have to send you off to Aunt March's for your own good.
No, I won't go. I won't. I would rather get scarlet fever and die than go and stay with Aunt March.
For heaven's sake, be quiet for once in your life, Amy.
You know, Amy, you should be off as soon as you can. Scarlet fever is no joke.
But it's all at Aunt March's, and she's cross. And I don't want to be sent off as though I'm in the way.
It's to keep you safe and well. And I'll tell you what, I have a plan. I'll pop in every day to tell you how Beth is.
Will you take me out too?
Every day, on my honor.
And bring me back the minute Beth is well.
The identical minute. See if I don't.
All right then. As long as everyone remembers how great a sacrifice I am making.
There's a good girl.
Dragged out slowly into weeks. Meg and Hannah and I kept a constant vigil near Beth's bedside. We sensed the slightest change in her person. Amy's notes arrived daily, but nothing could relieve our anxiety and sorrow as we began to sense just how fragile Beth's hold on life had become.
Anna, don't get up. Just came by to see how Beth was doing.
Dr. Banks had expected the fever to break weeks ago. I'm afraid we'll have to send for Mrs. March as soon as Meg returns.
Hannah.
You children begged me to send for her weeks ago, but I was afraid of fretting her just yet. But now, the doctor said the end can be very close, and Miss Beth seems weaker every moment.
Hannah?
Yes, miss.
Joe?
She doesn't even recognize us, Teddy. Oh, I wish Marmee were here. She'd know what to do.
It's all right, Joe. You can hold on to me. I'll be strong for you.
If only I'd sent that telegram.
Joe! Marmee will be here soon.
No, she won't. How could she be? There isn't time.
My grandfather got fidgety, and he hated knowing that Beth wasn't well and that your mother wasn't here to help her. So, he sent Brooke to go back and fetch her.
Marmee? Here? In a few hours?
Yes, Joe.
Oh, Teddy! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to fly at you like that. I didn't know any other way to say thank you.
Fly at me again. I rather liked it.
No, thank you. I'll do it by proxy when your grandfather comes. Oh, Laurie. Life is as hard as this. I don't think I'll ever get through it.
We'll laugh and have fun games like old times. You'll see.
I hope so, Laurie. Truly, I do.
Well, I'm off to the station, and I shan't spare the horses.
Thank you, Laurie. Thank you. Please, Lord, if you must take her, please just wait until Marmee gets home. But, Lord, don't take her. She's just don't.
Yes, exactly as you say, Dr. Banks. The fever's broken. Oh, thank heavens. The doctor said she's starting to pull through now. Oh, Hannah, I don't think I'll complain about another thing as long as I live. We're to eat lots of warm milk for her, for strength. As soon as she's able, we'll have her well on the road to recovery and a slap in a bag, miss. Yes. What about Amy? Send for her the moment the doctor said. Is Beth resting now? Yes, Hannah. I'll have her own linen stripped and fresh ones on in a few minutes. We shall keep some milk for her. Yes. Marmee!
Everything will be all right now. Oh, Marmee, you're home!
Bethy? Oh, Marmee? I thought I'd never see you again. You look so beautiful.
Amy! I came straight away, just like your note said. Oh, Marmee!
She's going to recover. Bethy's going to be okay.
Oh, Beth, you have no idea how I worried for you. I thought about you day and night. I even wrote a will.
A will?
Yes, just in case I got sick too. You shouldn't laugh. I left you my sketch pad, my plaster rabbit, and my bronzer ink stand.
Wow. Well, that's very thoughtful of you.
Of course, since I didn't die, no one gets anything.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. But is this the March home?
Yes, it is.
Then I have a special delivery for you.
Hey, Joe. My dear Beth.
Oh, well, this is plummy. Just plummy. The March family all together again. I call this splendid, really I do.
now be a 15-minute intermission. I'll be back. Matt. Take it away, Matt.
As the years passed, Father and Beth gradually regained much of their old strength, yet Bethy seemed more fragile than before, and all but Father acknowledged this. Our bonds of friendship with our neighbors, the Lawrences, grew, making them practically a part of our family. More disturbing still was the fact that Meg seemed all too willing to make one member of the Lawrences family a brother of mine. Mr. Brooks seemed to always linger in our lives. No matter how hard I tried to save Meg from him, he always seemed to appear at her side. Oh, here she comes.
Don't you think he's the dearest old man in the world?
Oh, please, just read the letter.
Oh, here, Joe, you read it. I can't. Oh, it's too lovely.
Miss Beth March, I have met many fine young ladies in my life, but I have never met one that was quite like you. A gentle giver, I like to think of you as. I like to pay my debts and hope you will accept this gift. Your grateful friend and humble servant, James Lawrence. Now, Beth, that's an honor to be proud of, I'm sure. Laurie always told me how fond Mr. Lawrence is of you.
Humble servant, how lovely.
Oh, Beth, do you see the cunning brackets to hold candles? Oh, and the lovely green silk?
I do, Amy, I do. Play for us, Beth.
All right.
You must thank him.
Yes, I mean to. I should go now before I get frightened thinking about it. How kind of Mr. Lawrence to give such a gift like that.
I would have liked a gift, too.
Oh, Amy, this is about Beth, not you.
What are you doing?
Writing.
Oh, well, I can see that. And then, what are you working on?
I don't know. It depends on what you... I mean, the heroine decides.
Oh. Well, do keep me posted.
Mm-hmm.
Your writing desk is in your room, Joe. Wouldn't you be more comfortable there?
Are you banishing me? Or are you expecting someone?
I? Expecting someone? Oh, no, that is not the case.
Oh, yes, it is! I can see how your cheeks colored at the thought.
Really?
You're expecting that man, aren't you?
Don't be foolish now, Joe. And if you happen to be referring to Mr. Brooks...
Oh, I knew it! I never said who would be arriving, and you gave yourself away. You think you're in love with him, don't you?
Please don't plague me, Joe. I've said I don't care much about him, and there isn't to be anything said, and we're to go on as friends, like before.
Well, I can tell you anyways. You're not in love with him.
I'm not.
You are not! I'm a writer. I write about girls in love all the time. And I mean, you have none of the signs. I mean, you sleep fine. You eat well. You're never depressed, so I mean, clearly you're not in love. And don't allow yourself to please him. He's so foolish to ask you to marry him, Meg.
Nothing has been said about marrying him. Just because I enjoy...
Oh, I see the way he looks at you. No man looks at a woman like that if he doesn't intend on marrying her. I don't mean to be a bother, but make haste and have it over quickly.
You think he wishes to marry me?
Yes, and what are you gonna say when you turn him down? You should decide what you want to say now, because it wouldn't be polite to just send him packing.
Oh. Well, I shall say, quite calmly and decidedly, thank you, Mr. Brooke. You were so very kind. But I cannot enter into engagement at the present, so please say no more and let us be friends as we were.
That's stiff and cold enough. Personally, I don't believe you'll ever say it, and I know he won't be satisfied if you do. If he goes on like the rejected lovers in books, you'll give in rather than hurt his feelings.
No, I won't. I shall tell him I have made up my mind and shall walk out of the room with dignity. Out.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I came to get my umbrella. That is, to see how your father finds himself this evening.
I'll get him and tell your umbrella that you're here.
Are you afraid of me, Margaret?
How could I be afraid of you when you've been so kind to my father? I only wish I could thank you for it.
Shall I tell you how?
Oh, no, please don't.
I don't want to trouble you, Meg. I only want to know if you care for me a little. I love you so much, dear.
I don't know.
I cannot go to work with any heart until I learn whether you'll have me in the end or not.
I'm too young.
I will wait. And in the meantime, you could be learning to like me.
Please, go away and let me be.
Do you really mean it?
Yes, I do.
I will wait and say nothing until you've had more time.
I would rather you wouldn't.
Bless me! What's all this?
Oh, I'm so surprised to see you, Aunt March.
That's evident. You're as red as a peony. I insist upon knowing what's going on here this instant.
Mr. Brooke came for his umbrella. We were merely talking.
Brooke? That Lawrence boy's tutor? Merely talking, and he has your hands wrapped up in both of his. Ha! I know all about it. You haven't gone and accepted him now, have you?
Please, Aunt, stop. Shall I call Father for you?
Tell me, do you mean to marry this cook?
Please.
If you do, not one penny of my money ever goes to you. Remember that and be a sensible girl.
I shall marry whom I please, Aunt March, and you can leave your money to anyone you please.
My, aren't we hoity-toity, Miss Independence? Well, you'll be sorry for it once you've tried to make love in a cottage and find it a failure.
It can't be worse than being all alone in a big empty house.
You ought to marry well and help your family. It is your duty to make a rich match.
My family would wish me to marry for love and not money. John is good and wise. He's energetic and brave and willing to work, and I'm proud to think he cares for me, though I'm poor, young, and silly.
He knows you've got rich relations. That's the secret of his interest. And
How dare you say such a thing? My John wouldn't marry for money any more than I would. We're willing to work and me to wait because he loves me and
I wash my hands at the whole affair. Don't expect anything from me when you are married. I am done with you forever, Miss Meg March.
Meg, thank you for defending me. And to Aunt March for proving that you really do care for me.
I didn't know how much until she abused you.
Will you wait for me?
Yes, John.
Sister Joe, congratulate us.
months of preparation and planning, the day of Meg and John's wedding arrived. I had returned home from my own adventures in New York, where I had taken up a new position as a teacher to 2 young girls whose mother ran a bustling boarding house. While at the boarding house, I made many new, interesting, and wonderful friends, not the least of which was Professor Bear, who was older, a bit silly, but brilliant. He encouraged me in my writing and spoke to me in a way that no one has before. I had returned home for a short period of time to help with the wedding, but we scarcely had time to think about the void that would be left in our little family on the day of Meg's departure. But that day came at last, and with it, those same feelings of joy and loss that attended the members of most weddings.
I can't believe it's my wedding day.
Me neither.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Joe.
We can leave right now. What? And I can make money. I'll do anything. I'll sell stories. I'll cook, clean, work in a factory. I can make a life for us.
But Joe.
And you should be an actress and have a life on the stage. Oh, let's run away together.
I want to get married.
Why?
Because I love him.
But you'll be bored of him in 2 years, and we'll be interesting forever.
Just because my dreams aren't the same as yours doesn't mean they're unimportant. I want a family and a home, and I'm not scared of working and struggling for it. But I want to do it with John.
I just hate that you're leaving me.
Joe, I'm not leaving you. Besides, one day it'll be your turn.
I'd rather be a beggar on the streets. Can't believe childhood is over.
It was going to end one way or another. And what a happy ending.
Marmee, what sort of plans do you have for us?
Plans, dear?
Yes. You know how some mothers have plans for their daughters? Wanting them to marry rich men or something? Well, you asked me the other day what my wishes were, and I'll tell you as soon as I've heard what you want.
Well, I suppose I wish a good many things, no different from anyone else. I want my children to be loved and admired and respected. I want you to lead good and useful lives. I pray life sends you as little sorrows as possible. Of course, I'm ambitious for you like any other mother. I'd be happy to see you marry a rich man, if you loved him. But I'd rather see you happy as a poor man's wife or spinster than watch you lose your self-respect and happiness in a loveless marriage, even if it made you the queen of the world.
Yes, thank you, Marmee. Thank you.
What's all this?
Oh, I knew I chose right. I'm never getting married.
Really, dear? You worried about Laurie?
Oh, Marmee, he's got this romantic rubbish into his head, and I thought it would all blow over, but it's only gotten worse.
But how do you feel about it?
I love him, Marmee. Really, I do, but as a friend, as a brother. I think once he goes away for a while, he'll get over it, and then when we both come back, he'll realize that I'm right, and we can go back to normal.
I think you are right. It's best for the both of you.
Yes, thank you, Marmee.
Now, come along, dear. It's Meg and John's celebration day.
Yes, let's be off.
Joe! Joe! Come back! The celebration's just begun. Don't cry, Joe. Don't cry. It'll be all right.
No, it won't. Our family will never be the same again.
You still have me.
No, Laurie, don't.
I will, and you must hear me.
Teddy, stop.
It's no use, Joe. We've got to have it out.
No, we don't.
I've loved you ever since I've known you, Joe. And I've tried to show you, but you wouldn't let me, and now I'm going to make you here and give me an answer, for I can't go on like this any longer.
I never wanted to make you care for me so. I went away to keep you from it. If I could, I would have
It was no use, Joe. I only loved you all the more. And I worked so hard to please you. I gave up billiards, everything you didn't like. I waited and never complained. Lord, I hope you love me, Joe. I'm not half good enough.
Yes, you are. Laurie, you're a great deal too. Good for me. I'm so grateful to you and so proud of you. I don't see why I can't love you as you want me to.
You can't?
I can't change the feeling, and it would be a lie to say I do when I don't. I'm sorry, Teddy, really. I'm so desperately sorry, but I can't help it. Laurie, I need to tell you something.
Don't tell me, Joe. I can't bear it right now.
Bear what?
You telling me that you love that old man?
What old man?
That devilish professor you're always scribbling about. If you say you love him, I know I shall do something desperate.
I want to be kind, but I know I shall get angry if you abuse my professor. I haven't the least idea of loving him or anyone else.
Anything more?
No, nothing
All
more.
right.
Except that, Teddy, I don't believe I'll ever marry. I'm happy as I am and love my liberty too well to be in any hurry to give it up.
I think you're wrong about that.
No!
I think you will find somebody and you will live and die for them because that's your way.
Teddy.
I can't love anyone else, Joe.
It would be a disaster if we married. We'd be miserable. We both have such quick tempers.
Joe, if you love me, I'd be the perfect saint.
I can't. I've tried it and I failed.
Everyone expects it. My grandfather and your family. Say yes and let's be happy together, Joe.
I can't say yes, truly, so I won't say it at all. You'll see that I'm right eventually and you'll thank me for it.
I'd rather hang myself than realize this, Joe.
Teddy,
I'd rather be dead.
you'll find some lovely, accomplished girl who will adore you and make a fine mistress for your fine house. I wouldn't.
Yes, you would, Joe.
Only and awkward and odd.
I love you, Joe.
You'd be ashamed of me.
I need you, Joe.
Coral! Can't help it even now. I hate elegant society, and you'd hate my scribbling, and the whole thing would be horrid, and we wish we hadn't done it in the first place.
You'll be sorry someday, Joe.
Where are you going?
The devil.
About 23 minutes on my battery, so I might have to switch batteries at the next scene. I think I'll get through one more for sure. We might get to the end, I don't know. We might make it. I was scared that it was our camera.
Time passed rather quickly for my little family. Too quickly. Time is precious, something I've grown to learn. Time is precious and you need to use it wisely. Amy now accompanies Aunt March in Europe, she writes to me, telling me her joys. She even reunited with Laurie on several occasions, who went there after he graduated for his own adventures. According to her letters, her and Laurie have spent much time together. While in New York, I received an urgent telegram from home informing me that Beth's health had taken a sudden turn for the worse, so I hastily returned to make my way to her.
Has Joe arrived yet? No, child. Your father took the carriage to meet her at the station.
Is there anything we can do to help you right now?
Land snakes still. There's little enough for me to do now as is.
The house has been so empty with both Joe and Amy gone.
Has someone sent Amy her telegram?
Sent the same day as Miss Josephine's. Her answer seemed to come back as soon as she received it. Already headed back she was, but your parents wouldn't allow it. Too long and costly a trip.
Poor dear.
She must be heartsick.
That she is, but Mr. Lawrence sent word that he and Laurie were with her. Her and Laurie have been spending much time together, and he's doing his best to keep her mind off of Beth.
How kind of him. And Laurie is such a comfort, too. Joe! Drink! Hannah! Put the kettle on, Hannah, and I'll go fetch Marmee and Beth.
Yes.
I'll take your luggage upstairs to me.
Oh, Papa, what can we do? I feel so alone. There must be something.
Joe, there's nothing we can do. It's a matter of time now. The best thing that we can do is be brave for her sake. Come here. We mustn't let her see us cry. But Joe, I think she's been waiting for you.
I know, I just wish she...
I know. I wish it was different too.
Marmee, Joe, dear, it's so good to have you home again. Oh, Bethany. Oh, my Beth, how I missed you.
Oh, Joe, how I've longed to see you, and here you are, just like I've dreamed. Oh, if Amy were here, you'd all be together again. Oh, Beth.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yes, you're right, John. We should be getting back to the twins. I'll bring them round in the morning if you'd like.
Yes, I'm eager to see them.
until tomorrow then.
Goodbye. Well, now, Beth, I have so much to tell you, I hardly know where to begin.
Well, I guess we'll leave the two of you to your catching up then.
Good night, my girls.
Good night, children. Good night, Beth.
Well, now, presents first. There you are.
Oh, you're so thoughtful.
I thought it could accompany you while you play, since you haven't had me to croak along with you lately.
I don't play anymore.
Oh. Well, I almost forgot to tell you what I've been working on. A book.
A whole novel?
Yep.
May I read it?
Actually, I don't have it on hand right now, you see. I finished it right before I left.
Oh. When will it be published?
I don't know. I didn't leave it at the publishers. I left it with Professor Bear.
You must be really fond of him.
I am. You see, he's the reason I wrote the book in the first place. He told me it was time to start writing about the people and places and things that I know instead of a bunch of made-up people in made-up places.
And did you?
Yeah, Bethy, I did.
Do you really like this Professor Bear?
Beth, stop, please.
Fine. What's your book about?
You, Bethy. Well, all of us, really. Right here. Our little home and all the happy times that we used to share.
It's all right, Joe. It's all right. You don't have to cry.
No, I'm not crying. Not really. I'm just so lonesome. Lonesome for Meg and Amy and all our happy times together.
It's okay, Joe. You don't have to be strong for me. I know. I haven't wanted to tell anyone but you, my Joe. But I can feel myself slip a little each day. It's like the tide going out. It goes out slowly, but it can't be stopped.
Oh, I can't stop it. I've stopped it before.
Doesn't that sound funny? Me telling you, me, the cricket by the hearth, always content to stay safely at home while you and Meg and Amy dream of flying away. Well, I suppose it's my turn to fly away, Joe. First this time. But I'm not afraid, Joe. Not anymore. Because love is the only thing we carry with us when we go. And I have so much love. I know that it will make the end easy.
Oh, Beth.
But I'm not afraid, Joe. Not anymore. Because love is the only thing we carry with us. I have so much love. I know it'll make the end easy. I'll be homesick, Joe. Homesick for you. Even in heaven.
Nothing can part us, Bethy. Not really. Not ever.
It's all right, Joe. But you must take my place for Father and Marmee. Help them through this. They'll turn to you.
Of course, Bethy. You know I will.
Yes, Joe. I know. Thank you. I feel that I can rest now. That I can rest.
No. Beth, please fight. Don't go, okay? Please, Beth. Just fight to the end, please.
I gotta switch batteries. I'm switching batteries. Got me?
Henceforth, safe across the river, I shall see forevermore a beloved household spirit waiting for me on the shore. Hope and faith, born of my sorrow, guardian angels shall become. And the sister gone before me by their hands shall lead me home. With Beth's passing came the fulfillment of my promise to her, and each passing day filled our thoughts with the brief but special memories of our time together. Often I woke at night thinking Beth had called me, but when the sight of her empty bed brought me to tears, Marmee's arms were always there to gather me up and soothe me with their silent touch and eloquence. Yet, each day slowly lost some of its bitter pain as her memory was rendered more serene.
hope I'm not disturbing your writing.
Oh, no, I haven't been feeling up to writing anything much lately.
Joe, you're much too lonely here. Wouldn't you like to go back to New York? What about your friend, Mr. Bear? Was that his name?
No. He wouldn't wish to see me. We didn't part well. I think I ruined things when I lost my temper with him.
What happened?
He encouraged me to finish a piece I've been writing. You know, the one Beth wanted me to write. And so I did, and Friedrich encouraged me to publish it, but I thought it was too simple a story to catch a publisher's eye.
I see. We got word that Laurie's returning today.
He is?
Amy sent a telegram indicating that he would be accompanying her on her way home. She was devastated about Beth, but said that Laurie's been a great comfort to her in these troubling times.
That's good of him.
What is it, Joe?
Perhaps I was too quick in turning Laurie down.
Do you love him?
I think if he were to ask me again, I would say yes. Do you think he'll ask me again?
Have your feelings changed, Joe? Do you love him?
I know that I care more to be loved. I want to be loved.
That's not the same as loving.
I'm just so sick of being told that love is all a woman is fit for. Women have minds and souls as well as hearts, ambition and talent as well as beauty, but I'm so lonely.
But being forever tied to someone you don't love is far worse than being lonely, my Joe. Don't fear loneliness. Someone will come along whom will love you deeply.
Gotta shake our tail feathers, Mrs. March, unless we want to miss their arrival.
Yes, Hannah. Joe, dear, put the kettle on and we'll be back with Amy before you know it.
Joe, wake up!
Teddy! Oh, Teddy! I thought you were riding back with the others.
Dear Joe, are you glad to see me though?
Glad, blessed boy. Glad is far too small. Words can't express this feeling.
Oh, thank heavens. I just wanted a moment with you before everyone else arrives.
Oh, yes, of course. Here, come sit. So, how's Amy? Did she fuss and preen all the way home from Europe?
Yep, but I loved it.
Well, where is she now? Why did she not come straight home with you?
Well, your mother's got her down at Meg's, and you see, there was no getting my wife out of the clutches.
Your what?
Now I've done it. It was meant to be a surprise.
What was the surprise?
We were caged, Amy and I. We were going to wait until we got home, but that is to say, we are man and wife.
You and Amy?
It all happened very fast.
Well, are you in love?
Yes. Joe, I want to say one thing and then we can put it behind us forever. I've always loved you, but the love I feel for Amy is different. You were right. We would have killed each other.
Yeah.
I think it was meant to be this way.
Oh, Teddy.
No one calls me that but you.
What does Amy call you?
My lord.
That sounds like her. Well, you certainly look deserving of it.
We'll still be friends.
Of course, my boy. Always.
Laurie told you?
Yes, Amy, I'm really happy
You
for
see,
you.
Joe, when Laurie first admitted to loving me, I turned him down. I pushed him away again and again, telling him he was being mean, because I have been second to you my whole life. I told him I wouldn't be the person he settled for, just because he couldn't have you. I told him I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't marry him. Not after I'd spent my entire life admiring him, loving him.
It's okay, Amy. Really, I'm happy for you.
I'm so glad. I couldn't write to tell you sooner. I thought you'd be mad.
Life is far too short to be mad at one's sister. I really miss our Bethy.
We all do, Amy. We all do.
Now, tell us all about Europe.
Oh, yes. Is it as beautiful as they say?
Well, not at all, missus. Not at all. Look at me, spending all that money on those fancy foreign doctors and medicinal baths, and for what? To come home on a day like today? Oh, my rheumatism. You know, Europe isn't all what they say it is. It was so foreign. They simply refused to speak to me in English, just babbled on and on. But they understood me. Oh, I have no doubt. Just listen to me.
Things are the same all over the world.
What is there to tell? Nothing but a wretched collection of ancient, broken-down buildings and filthy streets.
But in Europe, one finds the dirt so picturesque.
Charmingly put, Mrs. Lawrence.
Yes, my wife does have quite a bit of words.
We're all familiar with it, Mr. Lawrence.
So, you must tell me, what are your plans once you two settled in?
Well,
Well, I shouldn't wonder if she drove 6 white horses, ate off gold plates, and wore diamonds every day.
Oh, Joe, really?
Since Laurie thinks nothing's too good for her.
Miss Josephine, this just arrived for you by post.
But I wasn't expecting anything.
Well, open it, Joe, and let's see what it is.
It's my book.
Oh, Joe.
There's a letter here from Friedrich. Oh, I mean, Professor Bear. My dearest Josephine, a friend of mine here in New York has agreed to publish your wonderful novel. He has great hopes for it. And so it is with my deepest regards, and with the knowledge of me being right, I send you the first copy of your very own book. I have never read another piece with such simple truth and beauty. Yours fondly, Fritz Bear. You're blushing, Joe!
Is that your Professor
Oh,
Bear?
he's not my Professor Bear.
Who is this?
Your first book,
Well
Joe!
done, miss.
I'm so proud of you.
Little Women by Josephine March.
Read for us, Joe.
Oh, no, really, I can't.
Go on, Joe.
Okay. Dedicated with love to my sister Beth. My mind drifts back to that Christmas Eve, so long ago, where nothing in our little home seemed wrong and nothing in the world outside seemed right.
Jake. Got something for you.
So we're good. I mean,
Looks like it's back by me.
It was. Hold this to your face. Don't get all serious.
Thank you very much.
By the way, Karen Marshall says hi.
Thank you, my cast.